Welcome back to Where is the Money? So apparently the money is not with Spirit Airlines. Spirit Airlines has been going through bankruptcy and now they are emerged with this reorganization and they got some changes I want to talk about. And those changes includes layoffs and demotion of pilots as well as probably raising the price.
Well, another airline is also trying to shake things up as it tries to bounce back from bankruptcy. Spirit Airlines now says it will be furloughing some 270 pilots. That's effective November 1st. In an attempt to find its financial footing. It will also be demoting more than 140 other pilots. That will be effective October 1st as the airline prepares to fly fewer routes. While the company says the move is meant to cut costs and make up for financial losses over the past year, there are reports that Spirit also wants to try and move away from being budget-friendly and instead rebrand itself as a premium airline.
Now, what does it say about the economy when the cheapo airline, Spirit, has been known to be the cheapest thing in the sky, not including all the little add-ons. But if it used to be, you can catch like a $69 flight, $100 flight, made it very affordable for people. But if they're struggling with business, what does that say about the economy?
There's something massively fucked up happening in the travel industry that we need to talk about. Before I explain, I'm gonna let you know I am not the only person talking about this. Recently, my husband and I booked a flight to Missouri to go visit his family. We paid well for our tickets. We know better than to just book the cheapest thing. $250 just to bring a personal item on the flight. Not extra items, not bonus items, just to bring anything on the flight with us. It was $4 to get a water cup and an extra $150 just so we could sit with each other round trip. Now, if you've been following me, you'll know that I recently did a video about panic pricing in the hair industry, but I think the travel industry is doing this 10 times worse because it really boils down to, if we're paying for all these extra things, what are we actually paying for when we book the price of the flight? I can't even sit next to the person that I booked the reservation with. Am I just paying to breathe? It's no surprise that the travel industry has always been greedy, but it is sinister to itemize everything to where you can't even get a water on a plane. This isn't just happening with one airline. This is happening with multiple airlines. What I want to know is this. One, is this something that you have noticed when you have been traveling? But just as a warning, if you are in the middle of planning your holiday travel and you haven't booked flights yet for Christmas or anything like that, just know you might be paying an extra $150 at least just to get the same experience that you were getting 6 months ago.
Is it people don't have extra money to be taking trips? Is it that people are tired of Spirit with the add-ons that amount to sometimes more than a premium flight? I'm not for sure, but I know people are frustrated with the airline industry for all the price gouging and the add-ons and the last minute fees and all the bag fees and the additional charges. People got frustrated with that. And this could be a result. Now, some people feel like what we're seeing now with the exorbitant airfare prices and the fall of some airlines after the pandemic, when all of these airlines lost a lot of money and they had to reorganize and some of them got bought out and consolidated and they laid off a bunch of people and brought them back and cut some flights and all of that different mess. Apparently, people are feeling like the 2020 effect is this is the result of that period.
This is all about the 2020 effect. So let's go ahead and chat about it. So do you remember back in 2020 when there was these massive layoffs between the airport services and the airlines, and it affected all type of occupations inside the travel industry? This was pilots, maintenance staff, and of course, flight attendants. So of course, this is what we're seeing right now. We are still short-staffed inside the travel industry, and because of those massive layoffs that happened back in 2020, your flight has increased in price because there's less staff and less available flights for you to take. Another thing that also happened is that back in 2020, a lot of these airlines, because they couldn't operate at full capacity, they started restructuring and they cut a lot of their long-haul flights in half. That's why you cannot find the great prices you used to find back in pre-pandemic times. I've been traveling consistently internationally for the last 15 years of my life, and I was one of those people who used to travel 8-9 times a year, at least 2 international spots. I'm the type of person who used to do the itineraries, to do the research, to deal with points. So I was all up in that game. And I've seen the difference, the drastic difference when I used to travel pre-pandemic times and post-pandemic times. I have still not been able to find any similar price to what it was before 2020. And I've noticed the increase in prices, and the prices have been double, and I will say like more than triple, especially domestically. Plus we have the issues with inflation, plus this big issue with the Boeing planes, which has been like scary as hell. We are definitely living in such different times. I really do miss pre-pandemic times when travel was accessible, it was safer, and it was easy to do. But now it has changed and it's such a different beast. It's interesting to see how we're going to adjust to this. Although I see and I use other things to forecast what's going to happen, I do foresee in 2025 the prices to go even higher, especially domestically. I feel in combination, this issue with like accessibility of people flying like we used to, plus the issue with tourism across the globe, that it had become so accessible that everyone was able to fly anywhere. A lot of countries are closing out sites because the amount of tourism that we are getting on a global scale. So I think we are shifting in a way that global travel might become like it used to be back in the 1950s. It's going to be very expensive. It's going to be very unique. You might be able to travel, but you might need a lot of money to do so, like it used to be. Like it used to be very elite before, if that makes sense. So I think there's a shift in a global scale in how we travel.
When they raised the price, consolidated flights, stopped going to some locations or have less planes go to certain locations, all of that restructuring after the pandemic never got corrected to this day. So when prices go up, they never lower them because why? They're making more money.
Real quick, I've been looking for flights because I'm trying to go on, like a little cool vacation, nothing too crazy, but like a little 3-day joint. Airlines, y'all flights been getting a little bit pricey. Y'all charging $700 to go nowhere, and I'm not liking that. I also saw a clip on the news saying that y'all trying to charge more for people who fly alone. For single people, y'all trying to charge more. Y'all are trying to get away with highway robbery. And y'all think we're going to let y'all get it off because we need y'all. But let me tell you this. Because of the prices, I'm going to need more than that Biscoff cookie and a bag of peanuts when I'm on the flight. I don't give a damn if I'm going across the street. I'm going to start needing the full meal. Want me to pay $700, $800 to go to New Orleans and back to Los Angeles? I'm going to need more than the damn cookie to get me through. I'm going to let you know right now. I need a full-ass meal. Bring out the macaroni and cheese. Bring out some fish. Bring out some greens. Bring out something. Crazy as hell think I'm paying all that money to be up in the air, hungry with a bag. And then you come around that little-ass car with a bag of peanuts? And I'm going to need a grown person cup. Stop giving me them little toddler cookout cups. I need a grown adult cup.
There's been a round of layoffs. There's been a sort of a round of route cuts, and Spirit's in trouble. The ultra low cost carrier model is dead, and that's why you're seeing these moves from Southwest and from Spirit. Everyone wants a piece of that premium market share now, and the low-cost model is just in severe trouble right now.
The company is announcing these plans to rebrand itself as a premium airline. My question for you, based on its history, based on its reputation as being a very, budget-friendly brand, how difficult is that transition going to be?
It's going to be tough.
Now, Spirit's claim to fame was cheap airlines, rock bottom prices, and everything else was an add-on. Most people could deal with that until the basic fare started going up. These add-ons got more excessive to the point that you can't even get a bottle of water. You can't even get a bag of peanuts. Everything is add-on. And the consumer, especially in 2025, is more conscious of those prices. Any prices really, because of everything else with inflation is skyrocketing. So they figure maybe I don't need to deal with these high-ass prices, and Spirit is taking a hit because of it. Not to mention the a la carte separate price add-on business model really pisses people off. So what do you guys make of this? Is this just karma for Spirit Airlines and all the other airlines that's been price gouging over all of these years, and now people are not want to buy, or whether they can afford to buy or not? That may be another situation. Some might not afford to have the extra money to be taking random trips because they're trying to conserve their budget. And for those that do got a few extra dollars to take a trip, when they go look at the price, it's like, yeah, no, no, it's not that serious. Needless to say, the airlines is taking a hit because of it. Tell me what your thoughts are. Put your comments below. Let's talk about it. This is Where is the Money? Talk to you soon.